Are you potentially harming your joints with the very movements you think are helping you stay fit? Most of the fitness advice out there is designed for 20-year-olds, but your body after 60 has different needs and different strengths. Today we are exposing 5 popular exercises that are silent joint killers for seniors and providing the medically backed safe alternatives that actually build real-world power. Stick around because the final alternative is a total game changer for your daily independence and will help you avoid the most common cause of senior hospital visits. In the next few minutes we are going on a deep dive journey into your body mechanics. You will learn not just what to do but exactly why your current routine might be holding you back from the energy and mobility you deserve. I am also revealing a hidden secret about your posture and pelvic alignment that most personal trainers completely overlook. This one tiny shift in your stance can double the caloric burn and protective benefits of every single move in your repertoire. We are going to make sure every minute you spend exercising is a minute spent investing in your future self. I am your guide from Senior Strength Guide, and I have spent years helping seniors reclaim their vitality through smart and safe movement. Please hit the like button right now if you believe that age is just a number and you are ready to prove it. Your likes tell the platform that this information is vital for our community and it helps us keep these deep dive guides coming to you every week. Number 1. Why traditional sit-ups are risking your spine health and better core control. Traditional floor sit-ups are often the first thing people think of for core strength, but for the senior spine they can be a recipe for disaster. When you force your torso up from the floor, you create a massive amount of compression on your lumbar discs. This repetitive squeezing can lead to chronic inflammation or even herniations over time. Furthermore, most people end up pulling on their neck, which causes unnecessary strain and headaches. We are replacing this outdated move with the chair core lean and its advanced progressions. To perform this safely, find a sturdy chair without wheels and sit toward the front third of the seat. Plant your feet firmly on the floor at hip width apart and imagine roots growing from your heels into the ground. Cross your arms over your chest and pull your shoulders back and down away from your ears. Slowly lean back as if you are trying to touch the top of your chair with your shoulder blades, but stop just before you make contact. Hold this for 3 seconds while exhaling and then use your stomach muscles to pull yourself back to an upright position. This movement targets the deep transverse abdominis, which is the natural corset of your body. It protects your back during every daily activity, from carrying groceries to getting out of bed. Please comment below if you have ever felt sharp pain or stiffness after doing floor exercises. Knowing your history helps me refine these movements for you. Pause this video and try 5 slow leans right now, focusing on keeping your chin tucked and your core tight. Number 2. The hidden danger of deep squats and the sit-to-stand power move. Squats are undoubtedly the king of lower body exercises, but the traditional deep squat puts a tremendous amount of shearing force on the knees. As we age, the cartilage in our knees can become thinner, and pushing past a 90-degree bend under load can cause bone-on-bone friction. If you hear crunching or feel a dull ache, it is a signal that your joints are under too much stress. We are switching to the sit-to-stand power move, which mimics the most important movement you do all day. To do this correctly, use the same sturdy chair from our core work. Position your feet slightly wider than your hips and turn your toes out just a fraction of an inch. Lean your upper body forward slightly from the hips, keep your chest proud, and drive through your heels to stand up fully. As you stand, imagine you are pushing the earth away from you. To sit back down, reach your hips back toward the chair as if you are looking for it with your glutes and lower yourself with a slow count of 3. Never just drop into the chair. This exercise builds the functional strength needed to stay independent and prevents the leg weakness that often leads to falls. Type down below your result if you can do 15 of these without needing to push off your thighs with your hands. This is a primary goal for senior mobility. Remember that the slower you go on the way down, the more muscle you build and the more your joints are protected. Number 3. Protecting your rotator cuffs by avoiding behind-the-neck lat pull-downs. The behind-the-neck lat pull-down is a remnant of old-school bodybuilding that simply does not belong in a senior fitness plan. It forces the shoulder into extreme external rotation and abduction, which is a position of high vulnerability for the rotator cuff. For many, this move leads to impingement syndrome, where the tendons get pinched every time you lift your arm. We are going to use the banded chest pull, which focuses on the posterior chain and posture without the risk. Hold a resistance band or a long towel in front of your chest with your hands about shoulder width apart. Keep a slight bend in your elbows and slowly pull your hands out to the sides until the band touches your mid-chest. The key here is to imagine you are squeezing a small lemon between your shoulder blades. Hold that squeeze for 2 seconds and then slowly return to the start. This move corrects the forward rounding of the shoulders that often comes from sitting or reading, and it opens up your breathing capacity. Please hit the like button if you want more videos focused on posture and shoulder flexibility. Strengthening the back of your body is the secret to looking and feeling years younger. You should feel a gentle warmth in your upper back and between your shoulders but never any sharp pain in the joint itself. Pause and try 10 repetitions focusing on the squeeze at the back. Number 4. High-impact hazards and the joy of the low-impact march. Running and jumping are fantastic for bone density in your 20s, but the repeated impact of several times your body weight hitting the pavement can be devastating for senior hips and ankles. Each step in a run sends a shockwave through your skeletal system that can aggravate arthritis and lead to stress fractures. We are transitioning to the low-impact march with dynamic arm reaches to get your heart rate into the fat-burning zone with zero joint jarring. Stand tall and begin to march in place, lifting your knees only as high as your balance feels secure. As your right knee comes up, reach your left arm straight up toward the ceiling as if you are picking an apple. Switch sides with a steady rhythm. This cross-body movement also challenges your brain and coordination, which is just as important as physical strength. If you need extra stability, you can perform this march while lightly touching a wall or the back of a sofa. Tell me in the comments what your favorite way to stay active is, whether it is gardening, walking, or swimming. Try marching for 1 full minute right now and pay attention to how your breathing increases. You are getting all the heart health benefits of a jog while keeping your joints safe and happy. Number 5. Why standing toe touches are a back trap in the seated solution. Bending over from a standing position to touch your toes is a classic stretch that often does more harm than good for seniors. It creates a massive amount of pressure in the head, which can cause dizziness, and it puts your lower back in a compromised position, especially if your hamstrings are tight. Instead, we use the seated hamstring extension, which provides total control and zero risk of falling or straining your back. Sit on the very edge of your chair and extend your right leg out straight in front of you. Keep your heel on the floor and your toes pulled back toward your shin. Keep your back very tall and your hands on your opposite thigh for support. Lean forward from your hip crease just an inch or two until you feel a pull along the back of your thigh. This should feel like a satisfying release and not a painful stretch. Hold for 30 seconds and remember to breathe deeply into your belly. Pause this video and try this on both sides right now, noticing if one side feels tighter than the other. This is one of the most important moves for relieving lower body stiffness. Most lower back pain actually starts with tight hamstrings, so this is a double win for your daily comfort. Now this is the journey to your best self. We have covered the 5 essential swaps, but we have much more to discuss regarding your long-term success. You have learned how to protect your spine, knees, shoulders, heart, and hamstrings by moving away from risky traditional exercises. These small changes are the foundation of a lifestyle that keeps you out of the doctor's office and on the golf course or playing with your grandkids. If you have found value in this deep dive so far, please subscribe to Senior Strength Guide and tap that notification bell. We have a massive part 2 coming up where we discuss the anti-inflammatory foods that complement these movements perfectly. We are building a community here where everyone supports each other and staying strong and vibrant. Lastly, this final value reveal to finding your power through the level pelvis. The most critical insight I can share with you today is the secret of the level pelvis. Imagine your pelvis is a bucket filled with water. If you arch your back too much, the water spills out the front. If you tuck your tailbone too hard, the water spills out the back. During every exercise we did today, your goal was to keep that bucket perfectly level. This alignment ensures that your spine is in its strongest, most resilient position. It engages your core naturally and protects your hips from unnecessary wear and tear. Whenever you are standing in line at the grocery store or walking through the park, check in with your bucket. Is it level? Mastering this one simple habit will do more for your long-term health than any single exercise ever could. Finally, today was about wisdom over ego. We learned to replace sit-ups with chair leans, deep squats with sit-to-stands, and standing stretches with seated extensions. We protected our shoulders and our hearts by choosing low-impact, high-reward movements. You now have the blueprint to exercise with total confidence and zero fear of injury. Before you go, I have 3 final requests. First, please subscribe to our channel if you have not already so we can continue to bring you these evidence-based guides. Second, hit that notification bell so you are the first to know when our joint health nutrition guide drops. Third, please share this video with one person you care about who wants to stay active but is afraid of getting hurt. Thank you for spending your valuable time with me today. You are making an incredible investment in your future and your independence. Be sure to check out our previous video on knee-friendly exercises to keep this momentum going. You have the power to stay strong at any age. Please subscribe and hit the bell.